Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to Classic Album Review, and during February we're going to turn our attentions to Rockabilly. Now Rockabilly is sort of rock and roll, but it got its name Rockabilly from rock and roll, and with Rockabilly there's this country element, and the billy bit comes from hillbilly. I know all this, not because I've read it up, because my friend Lee told me. Now Lee is a great aficionado of rockabilly and rock and roll. He knows more about it than what I do, and I know quite a lot, so that's saying something. So this month Lee has picked 4 important rockabilly albums and the first one he's chosen is by Gene Vincent. Now everybody knows Gene Vincent for Bebop-A-Lula, but there was more to Gene Vincent, and the album we're going to look at today is just called Gene Vincent and the Blue Caps, and this actually came out in 1957. On here they've got James Vincent, who's on guitars and vocals, and the band the Blue Caps with a brilliant Cliff Gallup on lead guitar, Paul Peake on rhythm guitar, Willie Williams on rhythm guitar as well, Russell Wilford on acoustic, Jack Neal on the upright bass, which is a very distinctive sound of course, and Dickie Harrell on the drums, with Clifton Simmons playing the piano, and the Jordanaires. Yes, the Jordanaires, who do some backing vocals. So side 1. The first track is called Red, Blue Jeans and a Ponytail. What a track. It's a great little sort of, it's got the elements of rock and roll, but what makes it different from rock and roll is that upright bass. That rich dumba 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 really gives it, and the gentle little drumming. It's very basic drumming, but it's really good, and it's got some incredible guitar work from Cliff. What a great guitar player he is. Obviously this is Jack and X. This is a song recorded originally by Bill Tex Davis. It's a great cover of this. It's a really strong track. Then we have a track called Hold Me, Hug Me, Rock Me. At the singing of this, it sounds like it's going to go straight into Bebop-A-Lula, but he doesn't. That's what's distinctive. Again, that wonderful upright bass sound comes chugging through. The drumming, it's the most simplest drumming you can think of, but it works. It gives it lots of flavour and distinction, and but again, it's that Cliff guitar work. It really is. It's a really good guitar work. Then he does a cover version of Unchained Melody, and it's a really good version on here. It's got a level shuffle drum beat, the gentle guitar from Cliff now. Instead of the real rock and rolling sound, you've got this gentle, and it's one of my favourite versions of this song. Then we have a track written by Gene Vincent and Cliff Gallup, and it's called You Told Fib. This has got more that country side of rockabilly. You can see that distinctive difference between rock and roll and rockabilly. This has got a bit of that underlying country sound to it, dominated by the bass line and the guitar work. Just a really good track. Up next is Catman. The drumming from Dickie is terrific. It sounds like it's done with brushes as well, and I love drumming with brushes. I think it gives it a bit of a mood. The rhythm guitar on here is great. It keeps the song together, and you get Cliff coming in and just putting the little tweaks of some nice lead on it. Then we have You Better Believe. Now this is my favourite track on here. It features the Jordanaires doing the backing vocals. You know, they've done with Elvis and all sorts of people. It's just one of the finest examples of rockabilly music. The bass line is terrific. Great track. We'll flip it over to side 2 and we get Cruisin. that lovely upright bass, deep, the simple drumming just makes it absolutely solid. The engine room of this band is the bass and drums. It really does rock. I like that. Double Talkin, Baby, written by Danny Wolf. This is the guitar from Cliff on this is lovely. It's just gentle. Then Blues Stay Away From Me, very melodic. Double bass again is just fantastic. Gentle shuffly drums, gentle little guitar, lovely little track. Pink Thunderbird, one of my favourite tracks on here. It's got some of the best of Cliff's guitar playing on this album. Absolutely terrific track. I Miss You. This is a really nice slow song. I love 50s ballads. I think they are the best there. It's a great vocal from Gene Vincent for a start. They certainly knew how to sing love songs and ballads in the 50s. They've got so much more atmosphere and meaning, and I just love the shuffling drums on this. It's just a fantastic track. One of my favourite slow sort of tracks from that era. And the last track on here is from Pretty. It's called Pretty Pretty Baby. Another stable rockabilly sound. Just gives that double upright bass, gives it that distinctive rockabilly shuffle with the drums as well. Great track for the album. So I had a chat with Lee about this album, and this is what Lee said. He said it is a definitive rockabilly album, and he said about where the word hillbilly come from. It influenced a lot of British artists, this album. Your Cliff Richards, and one person it really impressed the most was a guitarist called Jeff Beck. Now, Jeff Beck loved Cliff Gallup, and he recognises as one of his biggest guitar influences, to the fact that in 1993 Jeff Beck and the Big Temples released an album in tribute to Gene Vincent and the Blue Claps, and as Lee said, this is one of the most influential rockabilly albums that just get forgotten about. All Music gave it 5 stars and absolutely brilliant. I totally agree, and I tend to agree with Lee on this. This is one of the definitive rockabilly albums. A lot of people just associate Gene Vincent with one song, Bebop-A-Lula, but there's more to Gene Vincent than Bebop-A-Lula. I mean, how he influenced so many people. I mean, another person that was influenced by Gene Vincent, of course, is Ian Dury. And a song on the New Boots and Panties, there's Sweet Gene Vincent. So you can see it really did influence people. And what I also like about it, it's a very simple, the Blue Caps are very simple. Upright bass, bit of guitar and a drum. And that is just what it's all about. I think this is a great album. Oh yeah, I love this album. You know, I've heard it a lot because it was in mum and dad's collection, so I know about this album. And I'm so glad that Lee chose this one. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.5. Okay, that's all for this one. I wonder what Lee's got for us. I know what Lee's got for us next week, so it's another great album. So thank you very much, Lee, for your contribution in the month of May. Month of May? What am I talking about? Month of February. Why did I say May? I think it's the month of May sort of thing. That's a big gaff. Oh well. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. And what have I got for you tomorrow? Well, we got the last part of the Jack White story, and it's another supergroup that he was in. And these are called the Dead Weather. And tomorrow's retro ranking is a really different one. I consider this the man that did the first sort of rock and roll song. and it's the brilliant Glenn Miller, who I grew up with, and I'll tell you all about that tomorrow. So that's what's coming tomorrow. So have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.